It's all slander, bullying, defamation of character, treated me with impunity and assassination of my character. Even all the people that were there were the same. The employees, the company, the people that were there for help were all treating me the same. All the work companies, the employees were all treating me the same. You understand what that means? You understand what I'm saying? There was no hierarchies of control. They were all treating me like an idiot. They're all guilty of it. The state library, they kicked me out. They were rude. People in the library were always there to just bully me and harass me. You know, the staff were okay. I mean, I can't complain too much about the state library. They just had people in there to bully me. The AKARA hotel, they bullied me, treated me with impunity. My hip saw they gave me a room on the top floor, which was 3 stories up. And there's an old building, you have to climb up so many stairs. Huh? Exclusive backpackers, assassination of my character, bullied me, treated me with impunity, defamation of my character, and just plain ass bullying. The lady, she lied to me and bullied me. I slept on the street because of her. The fire brigade, at the AKARA hotel I told you about, where they put me right upstairs. The fire brigade came once and they put their alarms on real loud, and we had to kind of evacuate the building, run around, see what's going on. That was the fire brigade bullying me, not a government department. They were there deliberately to bully me. The police, they bullied me. This I didn't know. They were aware of my behavior, the police. They were aware of what was going on in my life. They were aware of drug dealers. They were aware of everything in my life, and nobody done anything about them. The drug dealers are all prevailing in life now. Me. I got marked as a pedophile. I got my hip busted. I got my career taken away from me. I got bullied and slandered by the police, government, every government department in society. Kicked down when I'm down. I'm unemployed. They've taken my career away from me. I'm in Holmes West, unemployed now. Stressed out and anxious because of how they bully me. And I'm trying to get somebody to help me. I can't get any help from anybody. The police were aware. This is what pisses me off the most. They were aware of my behavior and what was going on in my life as well, the police. Can you believe that? In 2013, after picking up some gear from Craig Hector, next to Garrett Road Bridge, I used to go see him there now and again. The police picked me up just after that. They knew that I had just got drugs off Craig. You know what I mean? And they picked me up. And they knew that I didn't have a license that time. And they let me go. They were aware of that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that everybody was aware. On the Great Eastern Highway, RBT, down in South Perth. I also didn't have a license that time. I went through the RBT and this and that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they knew all this, but I went past the RBT. They let me pass. So the police weren't doing nothing to me because they were bullying me as well. And they weren't doing nothing to me because they knew what was going on in my life. The system was telling them not to do anything to me because the system was already fucking up my life, and they already fucked up my life. So the police weren't worried about me. They weren't doing anything. They were just part of the bullying of me, like everybody else, because they said I'm a rapist, a druggie, pervert, pedophile, and an armed robber. Unbelievable. The fight at Brownie Towers at me and Noel, when Noel set me up to fight with him, and that backfired because Noel ended up having to leave the house. The police, there was a guy, the policeman from the UK, he was talking to me about he had a 5-year-old daughter or something like that. No, he's been here for 5 years and he had a 12-year-old daughter or something. He was bullying me, he was being a smart ass to me because they thought I liked young girls. So he was telling me about his young daughter and that he's a foreigner from another place. He was bullying me. He was assassinating my character too. Because they've slandered my name. Can you believe it? He was just being a smart ass to me. Telling me he's got a young daughter and this and that. And I didn't have a clue that they were doing that. When I went to Kent Street Park there one time, the police came there. They checked up on me. I mean, they knew who I was. They knew what I was up to. They were just bullying me, basically. Coming to show up and make me feel anxious. Because this is the whole thing the system has been doing, trying to defamation and assassination of my character, changing who I am. They try to make me anxious and nervous and scared and talk blah, 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 like that, you know. They do make loud noises everywhere I go. People just talk rubbish everywhere I go. They follow me around and make noise in my life. So there's always constant noise in the background. It's mentally draining and it's tiring. It's wearing. It makes you weary. It tires you out. I'm getting tired of all of this. It's draining me. It's wearing me out. I'm having a hard time telling the rest of my story. They came down to Brownie Towers one time and I had to open the door for them. They knew everything about me. They were just bullying me. 2017 I gave a police report last year about what's going on in my life. I haven't read you that report yet because... But anyway, when I sent that statement into the police, and then the police came to my door and then they tried to say that I needed... they wanted me to see one of their counselors or something, or the mental health department because of the story I was telling them. And I said to them, hey, look, I'm fine, there's no problem with me. I'm okay, I don't have mental problems. I didn't want to see one of their people because then they're going to assume I've got mental problems. I don't have mental problems. Because one of the things they do is I didn't want them to go to mental health. Because it's nothing to do with my mental health. This is actually real bullying and getting treated with impunity and assassination of my character, defamation of my character. These are serious offenses. And it's nothing to do with mental health. This is actually affecting my mental health. It's draining my mental health. It's made me anxious. It's made me stressed out. I'm stressed out in my life. I don't even have a job or the responsibility of my kids or anything to be responsible for, but I'm stressed. I feel stressed, anxious, worn out. My body's sore. My eyes are sore constantly. But anyway, I'll get to that in another story. So with that 2017 police reports, I just left it because I didn't want them to go to mental health. It's got nothing to do with mental health. 2018, they came and they bullied me. They gave me a VRO for my ex-wife. I was telling my ex-wife how much I loved her and how much I miss her. And I want to see my daughter. And they came and gave me a VRO. They said I'm harassing her. And all this nonsense. I went to her work. The court said I could go to her work and give her this letter. So I went there and gave her the letter. And I saw her. And then they tried to say because that I was going to her work and I was going to her mum's house and I was calling her up and stuff. They tried to say I'm harassing her. Oh, it had nothing to do with harassment or animosity or violence. It was all about love that I was having, that I got to give. And about seeing my daughter. So they gave me a VRO. That's just plain bullying, man. Child support, defamation of my character, slander, assassination of my character, and treated me with impunity. Huh? Child support. In 2011, they took $17,000 off me for Murphy. I hadn't seen my daughter in about 6 years, and they knew that. I didn't have a clue where my daughter and her mother was. They still took my money. Is that legal? Can I do that? Like I said, the only reason I got that job with Boilies & Co. in 2011 on the ABN, the system set that up so child support got money for Murphy as quick as possible. As soon as I got to the amount they said I owe her, they took it from my bank. That's the only reason I got that job. Because of Haley, the system was on my back. They organized me to get a job so they can get that child support money. Can you believe that? That's a true story. It's no lie. I know what it sounds like, but this is true. This is what's been happening in my life, folks. While everybody treats me like I've done something wrong to them. I haven't done anything wrong to anybody. So child support's been aware of everything in my life. They, the government system as well, they're all aware of my life and what's going on in it. And the people that are supposed to be in it and my kids. They knew that the system was taking my jobs. They knew how much money I'm getting paid. They knew how much money I'm not getting paid, by how much tax I'm paying. They knew all about me. And last year, they took another $17,000 for my ex-wife and $10,000 for Haley Miles. That's from all my tax, right, over the years. I hadn't been working much over the years because of the system, but I hadn't done my taxes. So when I done my taxes, last year they took all that money off me and they said I owed it to these girls. That's absolute rubbish. I hardly worked because of the system. They all shafted me. Deliberately. Child support knew exactly how much money I'm getting. They took my money last year again and gave it to the girls. After they've taken my jobs, my career, my investments, my kids' investments, my kids and my bloody sanity almost. They still took my money last year. This is after I found out how I've been bullied. They don't give a shit. They still treat me with impunity and they still take my money and make my life hard. After they've put me on the dole and unemployed and give me, trying to give me mental problems. They knew that the system had denied my progression because of Haley Miles and that. They knew the system denied my progression. They knew how much money I'm getting. They waited for me to do my taxes, and then I thought when I do my taxes that things will get better. Things got worse. They took my money and ignored me like they deserve it. That's all money I work for, and you've done nothing about my kids and me in their life. They've been bullying me along with the system, and they still took my money. This whole time they've been bullying me. And just took my money like that again. And I haven't done anything to no one. Make my life hard and tramp on me. Talk down to me, step on me every day. Try to make me frustrated, angry, aggressive. They've got that frequency in my left ear now. It just came on. They put it on according to my moods as well. Next step, in about 2012, bullied me, defamation of my character, treated me with impunity, and assassination of my character because they had slandered my name in the system. This was 2012. Their employees, the nurse, she had a short skirt on, and because they thought I'm a pervert, they had all orchestrated for her to sit in a certain way and act in a certain way. The employees there. She was a nice nurse. Yeah, man. They gave me like one Valium for the day. Everyone else was getting a couple. Because I went there to try quit drinking at that time. The doctor was sitting on a bed in a short skirt. There was the Irish boy that came in to counsel us. And he was talking about a forever race in mind. And he kept saying forever race in mind. Whoa. What the system does to me now is always got my mind racing, always making me think, making me anxious, and making me hyped up and do things fast. This was all an orchestrated plan, like since the Haley Miles, like I told you in the story. That fucking guy. They had, from that time, they were trying to make me anxious and changing my character. Can you believe that? I could not believe it. My dad was with me in hospital when I went for pancreatitis. I didn't have pancreatitis. The system gave me those pains. They were bullying me. Can you believe it? They put me in hospital. Even last year again, but I'll get to that story just now. My dad was with me in hospital. And we had this guy next to me in the bed. He's always like... and being disgusting, you know, and you could hear him from the shower. He's always like... Even me and my dad spoke about it like, hey, gross, man. That guy was there on purpose, man, by the system, to make a noise, bully me, and make me feel disgusted. It's like how they try to turn me off women now. They get women to make me feel disgusted with them. But that guy was there to bully me, man. The system had him there to make disgusting noises like a pig, because they calling me a pig for Haley Miles and all the pictures I had on my phone. Can you believe that? I'm not sure if my dad knows that. But can you believe that, mate? Whew, when I found these things out, I was absolutely shocked. I could not believe that people could orchestrate everything around me in my life. But for failure, for degradation, for frustration, for manipulation, all for bad things. Because they say I'm a dog piece of shit. They've been treating me like that. They got people everywhere to treat me like shit. Whoa, man, I can't believe things like this could happen. This is straight out of a movie. Things like this only happen in movies as far as I was concerned. Even the frequencies in my head and my brain. Whoa, man. Oh. It's funny because when you hear those stories of crackheads talking about the government and people putting chips in their brains and all that kind of crap, you know what disappoints me is that those poor bastards, some of them are not lying. They are telling the damn truth. I could not fucking believe it. I still can't believe it. Those poor buggers are not lying, some of them. Technology, mate. People are talking to me right now. I don't know how the fuck they do it. I don't know how they do it. But they fucking do it through technology somehow. It's unbelievable, man. It makes... I'm not going to say anymore. Not in this video anyway. Yeah. Vitamin B injections we were getting. Man, I always complained about that Irish guy talking about forever racing mind. And he was only like 20, and I used to say to myself, I hated it because he hasn't even got any experience in life. I'm like 36, you know, and he's talking about all these problems and a forever racing mind. And I thought to myself, but you're just a young buck, you know, you're a pup. How can you have all these problems and alcoholism and everything in your life and knows so much? It was all bullshit. He was orchestrated to be there for me and make me feel anxious and hyped. They were trying to rewire my brain to believe that I've got a forever race in mind, and that's what they do with me up until this day. That's 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 8 years they've been trying to rewire my brain, brainwash me, and change my character, change the nature of my person. Huh? Oh man, I only found this out last year. Oh, mate. Ooh, this is only from movies as far as I was concerned. Man. Anyway, I'll get back to the story. Bentley Council, when I was walking a dog on the oval there, the council guy came and he put the sprinklers on. He was fixing them and he just put the sprinklers on. That's harassment, bullying me, treating me with impunity. You know what I'm saying? He done it deliberately because he saw me walking on the oval with my dog. He was orchestrated to do that. Because normally in a situation like that, the guy would have waited for me to walk around and say, look mate, I need to test out these sprinklers to do some maintenance. You know, like a gentleman. That's what he would do. He wouldn't just turn sprinklers on when there's people walking. They're bullying me. Uber. Everybody was aware of me dabbling in drugs. The guy that I used to get drugs from, Rob Baumgarten, down in South Perth, Uber gave him a job, right? Everybody was aware of him selling drugs to me, right? He was a drug dealer. Everybody was aware of it. After they fucked my whole life up, shat me on me, made me a pedophile, rapist, a dog, a pervert, and a criminal, they gave this drug dealer a job with Uber in 2000.